Hello, and welcome to this first tutorial key point video. I hope to be producing these after each of our tutorials for the circumstances where perhaps you can't get to the tutorial on a particular date, or you just want a brief review of what was done a few days later. So, our review of the first tutorial. It was about introductions. It was about introductions to the course, and it's very important, as I'll discuss later, that you get an idea of where this course is going and where you are going over the next few months. But also to each other. One of the most valuable resources you have are your fellow students, and you can discuss with them, you can bounce ideas off each other, and working together you will achieve more than you can just on your own. The course, then. Do spend some time at the beginning mapping out the structure of the course and making the connections that there are, because structure and connections are key to learning. So, what's the structure of this course? There is one unifying theme, and that's how does the law control the use of power? And we see it in different circumstances. The first part of the course looks at what is traditionally known as constitutional law. The rules, some of them legally binding, some of them not, which together make our constitution in the United Kingdom. So we'll be looking at those structural rules and those rules which govern the behaviour of political and constitutional actors. Then we move on to human rights, and you look at not all of them, but some specific ones, and we'll be looking at the European Convention on Human Rights. Then after Christmas, it's judicial review. We'll look at what's involved in bringing a case, what sort of things have to be shown. And then we move on to the other major subject, and that's criminal law. And itself, this can be broken down into three parts. Principles of criminal law. If you've done W200, you will have already met actus reus and mens rea. We'll be looking at that in greater depth, so just because you're coming back to it, don't think you can skip that. There's a much greater depth than was done previously. We'll be looking then at specific offences. There is an argument about how many offences exist at the moment, and they're probably into their thousands. We are looking at a very specific set of offences, and you will be examined on those ones, so you need to get to know these very well. And we'll be looking at defences, some that are general defences, some that are defences to specific offences. We also looked at study skills. Everybody works differently. You might not yet have worked out what works best for you, and if you haven't, do experiment, because you may find that another way of doing it may make things easier and you'll remember much more. We finished off by looking at TMA 01. And the things that you need to be thinking about before you put pen to paper is the nature of the UK Constitution. Very different from the American Constitution, where it's all written down in a small document, lots of different sources, and no one single authoritative document. And the question then hones in on conventions. So you need to explain what conventions are, give it some examples, discuss the role that they play in the British Constitution, and one to really think about, discuss why they are observed. And you will end it up with a reasoned evaluation. This isn't a TMA you can do just by reading. You need to think about the issues and the results of your thinking beyond that page. Well, I look forward to speaking to you in the next tutorial key point video. Bye.